Vandeyam Shri Guru Shri Yatha Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Paran Sahagana Lalita Shivishikam Vitamscha Om Ajnana Timarandasya Gyanajana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Gurva Bhishtam Supurakam Guraganara Sisha Sambhushitam Chintya Samasta Veda Nipanam Shri Rupa Patanugam Govindabhidam Ujwalam Bharatanum Bhaktyan Vidam Sundaram Bande Vishwagurun Shah Divyat Bhagavad Premnawe Bija Pradam Devam Divyatanum Suchandavaranam Balarka Chelanchitam Sandrananda Puram Sadeka Varanam Vairagya Vidyambunim Sri Siddhanta Nidhim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Baram Bandetam Shubharam Mareka Sharanam Nyashishwara Shridaram Manchakopatarubhyasya Kripasindubhyevacha Patitanam Pavenibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahabaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratavishe Namah. Okay. So we're reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Translation and commentary by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. This is Madhya-lila chapter 17, verse 82. So Mahaprabhu had traveled with Balabhadra Bhattacharya and another servant through the jungle of Jharikhanda, and finally, he arrives at Benares or Varanashi. Ematanana suke prabhu aila kashi madhyana snana koila manikarnikayashi. Finally, the Lord arrived with great happiness at the holy place called Kashi. There he took his bath in the bathing ghat known as Manikarnika. Sekale Tapan Mishra Kore Ganga Snan Prabhu Deki Hoilatara Kichu Vishmo. At that time, Tapan Mishra was taking his bath in the Ganges, and he was astonished to see the Lord there. This is very special in the sense that Mahaprabhu, he went, when he was a householder, he'd gone to East Bengal, and he converted, or he gave his mercy, I should say, to Tapan Mishra. Tapan Mishra had read many books, but he was totally confused about what to do. Then he had a dream, and in his dream, a brahman appeared and told him to go see Nimai Sundar. So, or to go see Nimai Pandit. And so Tapan Mishra went to see Mahaprabhu, and Mahaprabhu instructed him. And then Mahaprabhu was staying in Navadvip, but he told Tapan Mishra to go to Benares, to go to Varanashi. So that's how Tapan Mishra is in Varanashi. And we're always saying that Mahaprabhu was staying in Navadvip, but he told Tapan Mishra to go to Varanashi. The commentators are saying that this indicated that Mahaprabhu would take sannyas and meet Kashi Mishra in Varanashi. And actually, Kashi Mishra went there to live for the rest of his life in Varanashi. So, but Varanashi is normally just a center for Mayavadis. But Mahaprabhu told him to go there and live. Sekali Tapan Mishra Kore Ganga Snan Prabhu Deki Hoilatara Kichu Vishmoy Gyan. At that time, Tapan Mishra was taking his bath in the Ganges, and he was astonished to see the Lord there. Purve Shuni Jachi Prabhu Karyachena Sanyas Nischoy Korea Hoila Ridoye Ulas. Tapan Mishra then began to think, I have heard that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has accepted the renounced order. He's a sannyasi. Thinking this, Tapan Mishra became very jubilant within his heart. Prabhu Charana Dori Korana Rodan Prabhutari Utaya Koila Alingan. He then clasped the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and began to cry. The Lord raised him up and embraced him. Prabhu Loya Gela Vishveshwara Darshane Tabayashi Deki Bindu Madhava Charane. Tapan Mishra then took Mahaprabhu to visit the temple of Vishveshwara. Coming from there, they saw the lotus feet of Lord Bindu Madhava. The Bindu Madhava temple is the oldest Vishnu temple in Varanashi. At present, that temple is known as Vaini Madhava, and it is situated on the banks of the Ganges. Formerly, 5 rivers converged there, and they were named Dutapapa, Kirana, Saraswati, Ganga, and Jamuna. Now, only the river Ganges is visible. The old temple of Bindu Madhava, which was visited by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, was later dismantled by Aurangzeb, the great Hindu-hating emperor of the Mughal dynasty. In the place of this temple, he constructed a big masjid or mosque. Later, another temple was constructed by the side of the mosque, and this temple is still standing. In this temple of Bindu Madhava, there are deities, a 4-handed Narayan and the goddess Lakshmi. In front of these deities is a column of Sri Garuda, and along the side are deities of Lord Rama, Sita Lakshmana, and Sri Hanumanji. In the province of Maharashtra is a state known as Satara. During the time of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, the native prince belonged to the Vaishnav cult. Being a Brahmin, he took charge of worshipping the deity who was known as Srimanta Balasaheb Panta Maharaj. The state still bears the expenditure for temple maintenance. The first king in this dynasty to take charge of worship in the temple 200 years ago was Maharaj Jagat Jivan Rao Sahib. Okay, so Bindu Madhava temple. Tapan Mishra then took Mahaprabhu to visit the temple of Vishveshwara. Coming from there, they saw the lotus feet of Lord Bindu Madhava. Gariloya Aila Prabhu Ke Ananda Hoya Seva Kore Nritya Kore Vastra Udaya. With great pleasure, Tapan Mishra brought Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to his home and rendered service unto him. Indeed, he began to dance, waving his cloth. Prabhur Charanodaka Savamshe Koilapan Bhattacharya Puja Koila Karya Saman. He washed the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and after he and his whole family drank the wash water, he also worshipped Balabhadra Bhattacharya and showed him respect. Prabhure nimantrana kore gare bikadila Balabhadra Bhattacharya paka koraila. Tapan Mishra invited Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to take lunch at his home, and he had Balabhadra Bhattacharya cook. Bika Kore Mahaprabhu Korila Shayan Mishra Putra Raghu Kore Para Samvahan. When Mahaprabhu took his rest after lunch, the son of Tapan Mishra named Raghu used to massage his legs. So that Raghu later became Raghunath Bhatta Goswami. He's the son of... When Mahaprabhu used to take his rest after lunch, the son of Tapan Mishra named Raghu used to massage his legs. Prabhura Seshana Mishra Savam Shekaila Prabhu Aila Shuni Chandrashekhara Aila. The remnants of food left by Mahaprabhu were taken by the whole family of Tapan Mishra. When news spread that the Lord had come, Chandrashekhar came to see him. Mishrara Sakateho Prabhura Purvadas Vaidyajati Likana Briti Varanashivas. Chandrashekhar happened to be a friend of Tapan Mishra's, and he was long known to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as his servant. He was a physician by caste, and by profession he was a clerk. At the time he was living in Varanashi. Ashi Prabhu Pade Padi Ashi Prabhu Pade Padi Korana Rodan Prabhu Uti Tare Kripai Koila Alingan. When Chandrashekhar came there, he fell down before the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and began to cry. The Lord, standing up, embraced him out of his causeless mercy. Chandrashekhara Kohe Prabhu Bora Kripa Koila Apane Asiya Britye Darshana Dila. Chandrashekhar said, "My Lord, you have bestowed your causeless mercy upon me because I'm your old servant. Indeed, you have come here personally to give me your darshan." Apana Prarabde Vashi Varanashi Stane Maya Brahma Shabdabina Nahishuni Gane. Due to my past deeds, I am residing at Varanashi, but here I do not hear anything but the words Maya and Brahman. Shadarshana Vyakya Mina Kata Nahi Eta Mishra Kripa Koriko More Shushana Krishna Kata. Chandrashekhar continued, "There is no talk at Varanashi other than discussions on the six philosophical theses. Nonetheless, Tapan Mishra has been very kind to me, for he speaks about topics relating to Lord Krishna." The six philosophical theses are Vaisheshika, propounded by Kanada Rishi; Nyaya, propounded by Gautama Rishi; Yoga, or mysticism, propounded by Patanjali Rishi; the philosophy of Sankhya, propounded by Kapila Rishi; the philosophy of Karma Mimamsa, propounded by Jaimini Rishi; and the philosophy of Brahma Mimamsa, or Vedanta, the ultimate conclusion of the absolute truth, Janmadi Ashyayata, propounded by Vedavyas. Actually, Vedanta philosophy is meant for the devotees because in the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, Vedanta vid, Vedic vid evachaham. I am the compiler of Vedanta, and I am also the knower of the Vedas. Vyasadeva is an incarnation of Krishna, and consequently Krishna is the compiler of Vedanta philosophy. Therefore, Krishna clearly knows the purport of Vedanta philosophy. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita, whoever hears Vedanta philosophy from Krishna is actually aware of the real meaning of Vedanta. The Mayavadis call themselves Vedantists, but do not at all understand the purport of Vedanta philosophy. Not being properly educated, people in general think that Vedanta means a Shankarite interpretation. Nirantara duhe chinti tomara charan, sarvagya ishwara tume diladarashan. My dear Lord, we too think of your lotus feet incessantly. Although you are the omniscient Supreme Personality of Godhead, you have granted us your darshan. Shuni Mahaprabhu Jabena Shri Vrindavane Dinakata Rohitara Britya Duijane. My Lord, I have heard that you are going to Vrindaban. Please stay here at Varanashi for some days and deliver us, for we are your two servants. Although Chandrashekhar is an eternal servant of the Lord, he humbly presented himself as fallen, and therefore he requested the Lord to deliver him and Tapan Mishra as two servants. Prabhu Mishra Kohe Prabhu Javat Kashite Rohiba Morani Mantranabina Anyana Maniba. Tapan Mishra then said, My dear Lord, as long as you stay at Varanashi, please do not accept any invitation other than mine. Emata Mahaprabhu Dui Brityara Base Nichanahi Tabu Tata Rohila Dinadashe. Even though he had not made such a plan, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remained for 10 days at Varanashi, being obligated by the request of his two servants. Maharashtriya Vipra Aishe Prabhu Dekibare Prabhuda Rupa Prima Deki Hoy Chamatkare. At Varanashi there was a Maharashtriyan brahman who used to come daily to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This Brahmin was simply astonished to see the Lord's personal beauty and ecstatic love for Krishna. Viprasab nimantrai Prabhu nahimane Prabhu kohe ajimora hayache nimantrane. When the Brahmins of Varanashi would invite Mahaprabhu to lunch, the Lord would not accept their invitations. He would reply, I have already been invited somewhere else. Emata pratidin korana banchana sannyasis sangabaye namanena nimantran. Every day, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu refused their invitations because he feared associating with Mayavadi sannyasis. Prakashananda Shripad Sabate Basya Vedanta Parana Bahu Sishya Ganaloya. There was a great Mayavadi sannyasi named Prakashananda Saraswati who used to teach Vedanta philosophy to a great assembly of followers. Ek vipradeki aila prabhur vyabahar Prakashananda age kohe charitratahar. A Brahman who saw the wonderful behavior of Mahaprabhu came to Prakashananda Saraswati and described the Lord's characteristics. Ek sannyasi aila Jagannatha hoite Dahara mahima pratap na pari varnite. The Brahman told Prakashananda Saraswati, there is a sannyasi who has come from Jagannath Puri, and I cannot describe his wonderful influence and glories. Sakala dekiye tate adbhuta katan prakanda sharira shuddha kanchana varnan. Everything is wonderful about that sannyasi. He has a very well-built and luxuriant body, and his complexion is like purified gold. Ajanu lambita bhuja kamala nayan chatakichu ishwarera sarva shalakan. He has arms that extend to his knees, and his eyes are like the petals of a lotus. In his person are all the transcendental symptoms of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Tahadeki jnana hoy e narayan jetari deke kore Krishna Sankirtan. When one sees all these features, one takes him to be Narayan himself. Whoever sees him immediately begins to chant the holy name of Krishna. Mahabhagavata Lakan Shuni Bhagavate Se Sab Lakana Prakata Dekiye Tahate. We have heard about the symptoms of a Mahabhagavata, we have heard about the symptoms of a first-class devotee in Srimad Bhagavatam, and all these symptoms are manifest in the body of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We have heard about the symptoms of a first-class devotee in Srimad Bhagavatam, and all these symptoms are manifest in the body of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Nirantara Krishnanam Jiva Taragai Se Netre Ashubhahe Gangadhara Prai. His tongue is always chanting the holy name of Krishna, and from his eyes tears incessantly fall like the flowing Ganges. Kane nache hasegai koraye krandan Kane hunkara kore simhera garjan. Sometimes he dances, laughs, sings, and cries, and sometimes he roars like a lion. Jagat Mangalatara Krishna Chaitanya Nam Namarupa Gunatara Sabha Anupam. His name, Krishna Chaitanya, is all auspicious for the world. Everything about him, his name, form, and qualities are all unparalleled. Everything about him is unparalleled. Tekile se jani tara ishwara riti alokika katashuni ke kore pratiti. Simply by seeing him, one understands that he possesses all the characteristics of the Lord. Such characteristics are certainly uncommon. Who will believe it? Shunya prakashananda bahuta hasila vipre upahasa kore kohite lagila. Prakashananda Saraswati laughed very much to hear this description. Joking and laughing at the Brahman, he began to speak as follows. Shuni Jachi Goda Desher Sanyasi Babuka Keshava Bharati Sishya Loka Prataraka. Prakashananda Saraswati said, "Yes, I have heard about him. He is a sannyasi from Bengal, and he is very sentimental. I have also heard that he belongs to the Bharati Sampradaya, for he is a disciple of Kesha Bharati. However, he is only a pretender." Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was considered bhavuka, sentimental, because he was always seen in the bhava stage. That is, he always exhibited ecstatic love for Krishna. However, foolish people considered him sentimental. In the material world, So-called devotees sometimes exhibit emotional symptoms. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's ecstatic love cannot be compared to the imitative emotional exhibitions of pretenders. Such exhibitions do not continue for very long. They are temporary. We actually see that some emotional imitators exhibit certain symptoms, but immediately after their exhibition, they are attracted to smoking and other things. In the beginning, when Prakashananda Saraswati heard of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's activities, he considered them to be those of a pretender. Consequently, he called him a loka prataraka, a pretender. Mayavadis cannot understand the transcendental symptoms exhibited by a devotee. Therefore, when such symptoms are manifest, the Mayavadis equate them with temporary emotional feelings. However, Prakashananda Saraswati's statement is offensive, and consequently, he should be considered an atheist, Pashandi. According to Srila Rupa Goswami, since Prakashananda was not engaged in the Lord's devotional service, his sannyas is to be considered Falgu Vairagya. This means that since he had not known how to use things for the Lord's service, his renunciation of the world was artificial. Chaitanya Namatara, Babuka Ganaloya, Deshe Deshe Grame Grame Bule Natchaya. Prakashananda Saraswati continued, I know that his name is Chaitanya, and that he is accompanied by many sentimentalists. His followers dance with him, and he tours from country to country and village to village. Prakashananda considered Mahaprabhu a sentimentalist and also a fanatic. So he didn't accept the Brahman's description, and the Brahman had said that he considered Mahaprabhu to be a Mahabhagavata, a great personality, a great devotee. But Prakashananda said, no, he's a pretender, so that was... Jetare deke se Ishwara koriko he aiche mohana vidyas je deke se mohe. Whoever sees him accepts him as the Supreme Personality of God, and since he has some mystic power by which he hypnotizes people, everyone who sees him becomes illusion. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya Pandita Prabha Shuni Chaitanyara Sange Hoila Pagao. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was a very learned scholar, but I have heard that he also has become a madman due to his association with this Chaitanya. Sannyasi Mahamantra Maha Indrajali Kashipure na Vikabe Tara Babakali. This Chaitanya is a sannyasi in name only. Actually, he is a first-class magician. In any case, his sentimentalism cannot be very much in demand here in Kashi. Vedanta Shravana Kora Najaihiya Tarapash Ujshrin Kala Loka Sange Dui Loka Nash. Do not go see Chaitanya. Just continue hearing Vedanta. If you associate with upstarts, then you will be lost in this world and in the next. So this won't go for you if you keep associating with this Chaitanya, with Mahaprabhu. Eta shuni se vipra mahaduka paila Krishna Krishna kahe tata hasita utigela. When the Brahmin heard Prakashananda Saraswati speak like this about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he became very much grief-stricken. Chanting the holy name of Krishna, he immediately left. Prabhu darshane shuddha hoyache taraman Prabhu age duke haya kore kohaye vivaran. The mind of the Brahman was already purified by his seeing the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He therefore went to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and described what had taken place before the Mayavadi sannyasi Prakashananda. Shuni Mahaprabhu tabi ishadhasila punarapi se vipra prabhure puchila. Hearing this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mildly smiled. The Brahmin then spoke again to the Lord. Oh, I think I skipped a verse here, did I? Prabhu darshane shuddha hoya chaitaran man Prabhu age duke hoya kohe vivaran. The mind of the Brahman was already purified by his seeing the Supreme Personality of God at Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He therefore went to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and described what had taken place before the Mayavadi sannyasi Prakashananda. Hearing this, Mahaprabhu mildly smiled. The Brahman then spoke again to the Lord. Tarage jabiyami tomara nama loila seho tomara nama jane apane kohila. Who was that? Huh? Devaki, okay. Tara age jabe ami tomara nama loila seho tomara nama jane apane kohila. The Brahmin said, as soon as I uttered your name before him, he immediately confirmed the fact that he knew your name. Tomara dosha kohite kore namera uchar Chaitanya Chaitanya kore kohe tinbar. When finding fault with you, he uttered your name 3 times, saying, Chaitanya, Chaitanya, Chaitanya. Dinabare Krishna nama na aila taramuke avagyate nama loy shunipai duke. Although he spoke your name 3 times, he did not utter the name Krishna. Because he uttered your name in contempt, I was very much aggrieved. Iharakarana more koha kripa kori tomadeke muka Mora Bole Krishna Hari. Why could Prakashananda not utter the names Krishna and Hari? He chanted the name Chaitanya thrice. As far as I am concerned, simply by seeing you, I am moved to chant the holy names Krishna and Hari. Prabhu Kohe Mayavadi Krishna Aparadi Brahma Atma Chaitanya Kohe Nirabadi. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, the Mayavadi impersonalists are great offenders unto Sri Krishna, unto Lord Krishna. Therefore, they simply utter the words Brahman, Atma, and Chaitanya. Ateva taramuke na aishe Krishna nama, Krishna swarup, dvita saman. Because they are offenders unto Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is identified with his holy name. The holy name Krishna does not manifest in their mouths. Nama Vigraha Swarup, Teen Ek Rup, Tine Beda, Nahi Tina, Chidananda Rup. The Lord's holy name, his form and his personality are all one and the same. Nam Vigraha Swarup. the Lord's holy name, His form, and His personality are all one and the same. There is no difference between them. Since all of them are absolute, they are all transcendentally blissful. Deha dehiranama namira Krishna nahi bed, jivera dharma nama deho swarupe vibed. There's no difference between Krishna's body and himself, or between his name and himself, but as far as the conditioned soul is concerned, one's name is different from one's body, from one's original form, and so on. There's no difference between Krishna's body and Krishna and himself, or between his name and himself. But as far as the conditioned soul is concerned, one's name is different from one's body, from one's original form, and so on. Nama Chintamani Krishnas Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purno Shuddho Nityamukto Binatvam Namanamino. The holy name of Krishna is transcendently blissful. It bestows all spiritual benedictions, for it is Krishna himself, the reservoir of all pleasure. Krishna's name is complete, and it is the form of all transcendental mellows. It is not a material name under any condition. It is no less. The holy name of Krishna is transcendently blissful. It bestows all spiritual benedictions, for it is Krishna himself, the reservoir of all pleasure. Krishna's name is complete, and it is the form of all transcendental mellows. It is not a material name under any condition, and it is no less powerful than Krishna himself, since Krishna's name is not contaminated by the material qualities. There is no question of its being involved with Maya. Krishna's name is always liberated and spiritual. It is never conditioned by the laws of material nature. This is because the name of Krishna and Krishna himself are identical. So this is Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purno Shuddho Nitya Mukto Binatvam Namanamino. Ateva Krishna Nam Deho Vilas Prakritendriya Graya Name Hoy Swaprakash. The holy name of Krishna's body and his pastimes cannot be understood by the blunt material senses. They are manifested independently. Krishna Nam, Krishna Guna, Krishna Lila Brinda, Krishnara Sarupa Sama, Sabachidananda. Krishna's holy name, transcendental qualities, and transcendental pastimes are all equal to Lord Krishna himself. They are all spiritual and full of bliss. Atta Shri Krishna Namadi Nabhavid Grayam Indriyai Sevan Mukhe Ijivado Swayameva Sruratiyada. Therefore, material senses cannot appreciate Krishna's holy name, form, qualities, and pastimes. When a conditioned soul is awakened to Krishna consciousness and renders service by using his tongue to chant the Lord's holy name and taste the remnants of the Lord's food, the tongue is purified and one gradually comes to understand who Krishna really is. Brahmanda hoite purnananda lilaras brahmagyani akarshiya kore atmabas. The mellows of Lord Krishna's pastimes, the lila ras, which are full of bliss, attract the jnani from the pleasure of brahman realization and conquer him. Swasuka nibritta chetas tad vyudastanya bhavopi Ajita Ruchira Lila Krishna Sarastadiyam Vyatanuta Kripaya Yas Tattva Deepam Puranam Tam Akila Brijinagnam Vyasa Shunum Natosmi. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto my spiritual master, the son of Vyasadeva, Sukadeva Goswami. It is he who defeats all inauspicious things within this universe. Although in the beginning he was absorbed in the happiness of Brahman realization and was living in a secluded place, giving up all other types of consciousness, he became attracted by the most melodious pastimes of Lord Sri Krishna. He therefore mercifully spoke the supreme Purana, known as Srimad Bhagavatam, similarly. He therefore mercifully spoke the supreme Purana, known as Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the bright light of the absolute truth and which describes the activities of Lord Krishna. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto my spiritual master, the son of Vyasadeva, Sukadeva Goswami. It is he who defeats all inauspicious things within this universe. Although in the beginning he was absorbed in the happiness of Brahman realization and was living in a secluded place, giving up all other types of consciousness, he became attracted by the most melodious pastimes of Lord Sri Krishna. He therefore mercifully spoke the supreme Purana known as Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the bright light of the absolute truth and which describes the activities of Lord Krishna. Brahmanda hoite purnananda Krishna gun ataiva akarshaye atmarameraman. The transcendental qualities of Sri Krishna are completely blissful and relishable. Consequently, Lord Krishna's qualities attract even the minds of self-realized persons from the bliss of self-realization. Atmaramas chamunayo nirgranta apiya rukrame kurvanti ahaitukim bhaktim itam bhutam guno hare. Brahmanda hoite purnananda Krishna guna ateva karshaye atmaramerman. The transcendental qualities of Sri Krishna are completely blissful and relishable. Consequently, Lord Krishna's qualities attract even the minds of self-realized persons from the bliss of self-realization. Atmaramas chamunayo nirgranta piyarukrame kurvantiya haitukim bhaktim itam bhuta guno hare. Those who are self-satisfied and unattracted by external material desires are also attracted to the loving service of Sri Krishna, whose qualities are transcendental and whose activities are wonderful. Hari, the personality of God, is called Krishna because he has such transcendentally attractive features. Ace sub Rahu Krishna Charana Sambande Atmaramer Mano Hare Tulasiragande. Apart from the pastimes of Lord Krishna, when tulsi leaves are offered at the lotus feet of Sri Krishna, even the aroma of the leaves attracts the minds of self-realized persons. Tashyaravinda nayanasya pararavinda kinjalka mishra tulasi makaranda vayu antargata swa vivarena chakaratesham sangshobham akshara jusham apichitatanvo. When the breeze carrying the aroma of tulsi flowers, when the breeze carrying the aroma of tulsi leaves and saffron from the lotus feet of the lotus-eyed personality of God had entered through the nostrils into the hearts of those sages, the Kumaras, they experienced a change in both body and mind, even though they were attracted to the impersonal Brahman understanding. So the Atmarama verses describing this and how even liberated souls are attracted by Krishna because this is in defiance of Mayavadi philosophy. They think that they can come to the level of Brahman by chanting the holy name. But actually, the persons who were already realized, they surpassed the level of impersonal realization, but being attracted by the divine qualities of Krishna. Sukadeva Goswami, by hearing of the Lord's Leela Ras, by hearing of the Lord's Leela, he became attracted. And the Kumaras, by smelling the aroma of tulsi leaves and saffron that was on the lotus feet of the Lord. So this all happened, how they were attracted during the time of the pastimes with Jai and Vijay. Ateva Krishnanam na Aishitaramuke Mayavadi Gana Jate Mahabahirmuke. Because the Mayavadis are great offenders and atheistic philosophers, the holy name of Krishna does not come from their mouths. Bhavakali Bedshiteyami Ailana Kashipure Grahaka Nahina Vikasha Loya Jabgare. I have come here to sell my emotional, ecstatic sentiments in this city of Kashi, but I cannot find any customers. If they are not sold, I must take them back home. I brought them all these, my goods, my emotional, ecstatic symptoms. I hope to sell them in Kashi, but I don't find any buyers. I don't find any customers. If they are not sold, I must take them home. Bari Boja Loya Ailana Kemone Loya Job Alpa Svalpa Muya Paile Etai Vichiva. I have brought a heavy load to sell in this city. To take it back again is a very difficult job. Therefore, if I get but a fraction of the price, I shall sell it here in this city of Kashi. So Mahaprabhu is saying certainly the Mayavadis, they're not good customers, but I brought my ecstatic goods here, heavy load to sell in Kashi, but there are no buyers, so I can't take it back home because to take everything back will be a great difficulty. So then Mahaprabhu says, if I get even a fraction of the price, I'll give everything. If I get but a fraction of the price, I shall sell it here in this city of Kashi. A liquidation sale. Ita bolise vipre atma satakori prati uti mathura chalila gorahari. After saying this, Mahaprabhu accepted that Brahman is his devotee. The next morning, rising very early, the Lord started for Mathura. Say tin sange chale Prabhu nishedila dura hoite tin jane gare pataila. When Mahaprabhu started for Mathura, all three devotees started to go with him, but the Lord forbade them to accompany him, and from a distance he asked them to return home. Prabhu Ravira Hetini Ekatra Milia Prabhu Guna Gana Kore Prime Matahoya. Feeling separation from the Lord, the three used to meet and glorify the holy names, and glorify the holy qualities of the Lord. Thus they were absorbed in ecstatic love. Prayagya Siya Prabhu Koila Venisnan Madhava Dekiya Preme Koila Nityagan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then went to Prayag, where he bathed at the confluence of the Ganges and the river Jamuna. He then visited the temple of Veni Madhava and chanted and danced there in ecstatic love. Jamuna Dekiya Preme Pare Jampadiya Aste Bhattacharya Uttaya Dharya. As soon as Mahaprabhu saw the river Jamuna, he threw himself into it. Balabhadra Bhattacharya hastily caught the Lord and very carefully raised him up again. Emata Tindin Prayag Rohile Krishnanam Premadiya Loka Nishtarila. The Lord stayed at Prayag for 3 days. He delivered the holy name of Krishna in ecstatic love. Thus he delivered many, many people. The Lord stayed at Prayag for 3 days. He delivered the holy name of Krishna and ecstatic love. Thus he delivered many people. So as soon as Mahaprabhu saw the river Jamuna, he threw himself into it. Balabhadra Bhattacharya hastily caught the Lord and very carefully raised him up. The Lord stayed at Prayag for 3 days. He delivered the holy name of Krishna in ecstatic love. Thus he delivered many people. Mathura chalite pate jata rohi jai Krishna nam prema diya lokere nachai. So the Lord went from Varanashi, sometimes called Banaras. He went from Varanashi to Prayag. Prayag is near to let's see. They call near to what is now called Allahabad, Prayag. But actually the city's real name is Prayag, and I believe now they call the city Mahaprayag. And this is a place also where they have the Kumbh Mela every 4 years, I believe. They have the Magh Mela and the Kumbh Mela. The Kumbh Mela, I believe, every 12 years. And okay, the Lord stayed at Prayag for 3 days. He delivered the holy name of Krishna and ecstatic love. Thus he delivered many people. Mathura chalite pate jataro hijai Krishna nama premadiya lokere nachai. Wherever the Lord stopped to rest on the way to Mathura, he delivered the holy name of Krishna and ecstatic love of Krishna. Thus he made the people dance. Purvejena dakina jaite loka nishtarila paschima deshe taiche sab Vaishnava korila. When the Lord toured South India, he delivered many people. And when he traveled in the western sector, he similarly converted many people to Vaishnavism. Pate jahan jahan hoy jamuna darshan tahan japa diya pade premeya chetan. When the Lord was going to Mathura, he came across the river Jamuna several times, and as soon as he saw the river Jamuna, he would immediately jump in, falling unconscious in the water in the ecstasy of love of Krishna. Okay, so I'm going to stop here. Tomorrow we'll continue. I'll sing Hari Haraya. Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Jaravaya Nama Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Jaravaya Nama Jaravaya Maravaya Keshavaya Nama Jaravaya Maravaya Keshavaya Nama Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan, Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan, Giridhari Gopinatha Marana Mohan, Giridhari Gopinatha Marana Mohan, Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra, Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra, Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Jai Rupa Sanatam Bhatta Raghunath, Jai Rupa Sanatam Bhatta Raghunath, Sri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath, Sri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath, H.I. Gosai Kori Charana Bandhan, H.I. Gosai Kori Charana Bandhan, Jao Ete Vignana Shabishta Puran, Jao Ete Vignana Shabishta Puran, H.I. Gosai Jar Mui Taradas, H.I. Gosai Jar Mui Taradas, Tasabar Pada Renu Mora Panchagras, Tasabar Pada Renu Mora Panchagras, Kader Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanibas, Kader Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanibas, Janame Janame More Abhilas, Janame Janame More Abhilas, H.I. Gosai Jabe Braje Koilabas, H.I. Gosai Jabe Braje Koilabas, Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Korila Prakash, Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Korila Prakash, Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan, Anande Bolo Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Manjayaman, Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koriyas, Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koriyas, Harinam Sankirtana Kohe Naratamodas, Harinam Sankirtana Kohe Naratamodas, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Haribo. Jai Saparikara Shishi Guru Guranga Gandharvika Giridhari Ju Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravajaka Charyashta Tara Sadashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravajaka Charyashta Tara Sadashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Gaur Kishoras Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarva Bhoma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Rupanuga Guru Bharga Ki Jai. Namachari Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Das Raghunath Shad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Premsigo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai. Srila Vrindaban Das Thakur Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Bhagwat Ki Jai. Narottam Srinivas Shamananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vishwavarenya Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Maharaj Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Madhacharya Vrinda Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Sri Navadip Dham Ki Jai. Sri Ram Mayapur Ki Jai. Saparshada Sri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Saparshada Shriman Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. Sri Koladvik Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai. Sokel Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Sevashram Ki Jai. Ganga Devi Ki Jai. Tulasi Maharani Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Sri Vrindaban Dham Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Govardhan. Sham Kunda Radha Kunda Kalindi Yamuna Jo Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. All the assembled devotees Ki Jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Shri Kartik Vrata Ki Jai. Shri Damodar Vrata Ki Jai. Shri Niyama Seva Ki Jai. Shri Urja Vrata Ki Jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo.